Hello and welcome to tonight's episode of The Prop Shop. Tonight's episode is sponsored by my good friends over at TryBoxedUp.com. Rentals delivered to your door. So they've got a kit for everything. You want to start a YouTube channel or a podcast, they got AV equipment. You're a photographer, but you don't own a drone and you want some really cool aerial pictures? Look at TryBoxedUp.com. Just bought a new TV, trying to mount it on your wall, you realize you don't have a drill? TryBoxedUp.com. They've got all of your rental needs. It's super easy. Click on a kit, use the stuff. When you're done with it, put it back in the box, ship it back to them. Done. TryBoxedUp.com. All right, it's Thursday, November 5th. We got San Francisco hosting the Green Bay Packers tonight. Should be a really good, fun game. Green Bay coming off a loss to Minnesota in which Dalvin Cook ran buck wild all over them. Also caught some passes and still ran all over them. That Green Bay defense is needing some work. Before we get into that, though, let's revisit that play Monday night. Monday night was our first episode of the Prop Shop. I gave you one play. I gave you Evan Ingram over 3.5 receptions. I told you there was positive value there. I told you that he should probably have about 6 targets and 4 receptions. Well, we cashed that ticket early in the third quarter. I think he ended the game with 7 targets and 5 catches, even had a catch called back due to some sort of pick play, pass interference that was a little bogus, but it doesn't matter. We didn't sweat the ticket. It was a winner. We knew it was going to win. Money. We had that positive expected value. Look, not every pick is going to win. I'd be naive to think that they're all going to be winners. We want them to be all winners, but they're just not going to be. But when we know we've got a good price on the play that we're playing, if it does lose, we don't sweat it. We had the value, we thought it was good. Sometimes they just don't work out. Now, on the other side of that, I did mention Rob Gronkowski over 3.5. I thought that was going to be a money easy play as well, but he was too expensive. Money just wasn't there. We were paying too much versus the percentage of times he hits that number. Well, if we did play that play anyway, just because, we know it's going to happen, we know he's going to get there, we would have been sweating that ticket. We paid a whole kinds of money to get 4 catches, and he didn't get that 4th catch until about 6 minutes left in the 4th quarter. I don't like to sweat my tickets. I like to, win them early and convincingly in the game. Either way, we didn't play it. There was no value there, and we don't want to get into those situations. All right, back to tonight's game. Green Bay coming off that loss, they've got a good offense. I don't know what happened to it against Minnesota, but I know that their offense is good. Aaron Rodgers is easily top 5 quarterback in the league and quite possibly on that all-time great list. Personally, not one of my favorite guys, but I can't deny the talent that he has. He's good. He's a good quarterback. He's very accurate. He loves to throw the ball, and those receivers love to catch the ball from him. So I'm looking at the numbers for Rodgers tonight. I just didn't see any value. I think the line on his passing yards was I saw a couple different places, anywhere from 280 to 285, and lines anywhere from 287 to 304 or something like that. Maybe the 304 line could have been good to take an under, but with Rodgers, you never know, right? He can get into a groove and just start slinging the ball everywhere, or they're dinking, dunking, and not moving at all, and he can barely break 200 yards. Anyway, no value for me there tonight. I also started looking at Davante Adams because he's one of Aaron Rodgers' favorite targets. He's been back for 2 games now, I think, 2 or 3 games. But my line was about 7.5 catches, and so was the books. So no value there. So I had to start looking at the other side of the ball. Problem with San Francisco is everybody's fucking hurt. Everybody is hurt. Garoppolo's out. George Kittle's out. Kendrick Bourne out. Brandon Ayuk out. Tevin Coleman out. Deebo Samuel out. What are they going to do? Well, they've got Nick Mullins as their backup. He's been there for a little bit. He started 2 games this year. He's played in 2 others where Jimmy got hurt and he had to come in. The offense doesn't really change that much with him. He throws the ball around. I think in his 2 starts, he's had somewhere like 68 pass attempts or something like that. 23 of those end up going to the running back. 56% of those go to Jerick McKinnon. So that's where we're looking at tonight. Like I said, their offense is they're missing wide receivers tonight. Someone's going to have to catch the ball. If there was a line on Jordan Reed that I could have found, I might have looked at that one pretty seriously, but I couldn't find one. He's Kittle's backup at tight end, played with the Redskins for a while, pretty decent receiver, but couldn't find a line on him, so that's where we're at on that. Anyway, McKinnon, he's probably not going to start tonight. Doesn't mean he's not going to play. He had the most snaps at running back last week against Seattle and didn't start that game either. He gets in the game. He's their pass catching back. Hasty's probably going to be the starting running back, but he doesn't really catch the ball that much. So I'm looking back. McKinnon has only started 2 games this year. They happen to be the 2 games that Nick Mullins started. In those 2 games, McKinnon's got 12 targets, 10 receptions, 82 yards. Roughly, that's 6'5" and 41 yards a game. We're looking at the lines tonight for McKinnon. He's over 3.5 receptions, and I believe the yardage is 27.5 is what I was looking at. So as I run those down, the yardage is a little iffy. I think he gets there, but let's get into some of this Green Bay stuff real quick. As I'm running my simulations and I'm going through, I'm looking at that Green Bay defense. Green Bay is 27th in the league in receptions allowed to running backs. Pretty bad. They're at the bottom of the list. Not quite the bottom, but the bottom. But the next stat is even better for me because they are the absolute worst at about 63 yards a game that they allow in receiving to running backs. And they're bad by a lot. Again, bottom of the league. So I'm looking at that. What am I looking at here? What are we looking? So Green Bay most likely is going to win this game. That's my prediction. I like Green Bay here. I like them. They don't lose back-to-back games very often. If they jump out to an early lead, San Francisco is going to have to throw the ball. Again, decimated wide receiver. Mohamed Sanu, I think, is going to be the number 1 receiver for them tonight. Not a bad option, but not the best option either. Then you've got Jordan Reed. You've got the fullback who does catch a couple passes a game. I did look at him tonight for some yardage, but too high for me. I like McKinnon. McKinnon is the play tonight. Again, I like that over 3.5 receptions. And if he gets over those 3.5 receptions, I really, really like the over 27.5 yards receiving tonight. I just think that he's their third down back for catching. They're back out of the backfield. Who's going to catch passes? They are going to need to throw the ball tonight. And they don't have anybody to throw it to except for him and Jordan Reed and Mohamed Sanu. So tonight's play, Thursday Night Football, look for Jerick McKinnon over 3.5 receptions. And if you want to add on a little bit more, if you can get it at 27.5 receiving yards, I like the play. I'm going to play it. And that's what I've got for you guys tonight. So thanks for tuning in. Remember, like, subscribe, tell your friends. If you got friends that like this kind of stuff, tell them to subscribe too. I could use them. Anyway, enjoy the game. Another winner for you. Check back for us on Sunday. Have a good night.